Hi, this is Dana, and on this channel I speak about spiritual warfare. God has guided me to make one more video. God was showing me today about the current phase of this spiritual fighting which we're carrying out. And God was showing it to me that these individuals are hating me because they receive karma delivery, of course, which is naturally why I fought. So I think it's pretty normal. They probably did not expect that I will survive and I will get to this phase, and that they hate me, and that basically they said to authorities that they just hate me and they don't want me to stay here, and they want me to leave. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I think it's funny. Uh, God showed me actually this was very serious situation, meaning that they were very serious about it. But I'm laughing because they told me to leave many times. You know, even when they killed the two puppies and they threw them in my courtyard. I called the police, but I was looking for the phone number, so I was on Facebook in some groups about abuse against animals, and I asked there for support because I didn't know where to call and stuff like this. And they were writing to me on Facebook, so the neighbors are hating you, so you must leave. So basically, this is why they created that situation. And not only then, they told me many times, But I told them, but why do you think your opinion matters? I don't need you to like me. It's like people don't like you. Fine, take a ticket, stay in line. There are many people who don't like me. I don't care. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. Everybody should be minding their own business. And if you have such a big issue with another human being who didn't do any harm to you, didn't bother you, didn't disturb you, didn't come to even talk to you, she's just minding her own business, that only shows you're unstable and you have a problem. It's clear that you're unstable and you have a problem. And you have nothing else to do, because normally throughout my life I always was very busy with what I was doing. I never had time to watch what others are doing and to go meddle and issue opinions, and even less did I care to actually have strong emotions about whoever does whatever. The law is very simple. Property must be respected. If I have property here, I am entitled to stay here. Nobody has any opinion. There is no such thing as, the community. There is no fucking community. What do you mean? The only type of community, and I lived in such locations, where basically you have an agreement which you sign when you purchase that property, and it's like a contract, and it states what are the conditions of living in a common area. But that is a gated community, and you read those rules, you agree or disagree with them, you discuss them, and you purchase property if you agree only. And I lived in a very beautiful complex in the city before I came in this location here in this village. And we did have such contract, but here there's no such thing. There's no such thing as community. Actually, there's only private property. This is what the law says. I don't care who doesn't like me. I don't care what opinion they have about me. I think they will be in shock if they listen to my opinion about them. But still, I mind my own business and my own life. I don't imagine. I also think it's very childish to imagine that somebody should leave their own property just because you don't want to. You see, it's like the small children which are very stubborn, and you go shopping with them, then they throw a tantrum and they start crying and yelling and hitting the floor with a foot, with a fist, with whatever, because they want a toy, and you don't buy them the toy. I don't care what the fuck you think. This is really funny to me. God showed me basically how they were very upset and they were expressing this when they were interrogated during the investigation. And I laughed. And honestly, I laughed because I think it's funny. I now treat it seriously because this is a serious video. And God at the end said, I would like you to share your opinion on video because other people get intimidated by this kind of attitude which they take. And that people should, of course, should, God agrees with me, people should not be intimidated. If you're in your own house, your own property, nobody has any right to have any kind of opinion. And even if they have opinions, really it doesn't matter. As long as you don't go to disturb somebody else on their own property, it's your business what you do on your property. The question is, I don't disturb them on their properties. They are disturbing me on my property. This morning, between 6 and 7 a.m., two different neighbors, coordinated, and at the same time, they came out and they poured with a hose a lot of water in my courtyard to disturb my dogs. You see, and they've been sending, I don't even care to enter into detail to tell you how many spiritual attacks they have sent at the same time. But what I mean, this is also against the law already, that you interfere with my property and you pour water on my property. And a lot of it, not just a little bit, a lot of it. So you bring your hose and you pour water in my courtyard. This is against the law. It's not normal that you do such a thing. And still, I never went to any one of them to tell them leave your property because you're disturbing me on my property. Yeah, which with each and every single aggression which they've made in 3D, which I could actually bring proof. I made formal complaint to the authorities, to the law enforcement, and I mind my own business, waiting for the authorities to make justice. But you don't behave like a stupid child, thinking that because you're not capable of controlling your emotions, other people should take you in consideration. No, actually I don't. Actually I don't. That only shows that you're just unstable and you're not capable of minding your own business, and you are a danger to others because you're breaking the law by interfering with other people's lives. What the fuck you mean? Nobody gets to tell me when to leave. When I want to leave, I leave. But if I don't want to leave, nobody can tell me when to leave. This is just stupid, and it just shows that they're literally unstable. And they are not mature adults in spite of their age. This is also why they play with darkness and they send all sorts of spiritual attacks. Because they're immature and they don't understand that this is not acceptable what they do. Anyhow, God asked me to share my opinion on YouTube because God said that there are many people who left their properties because of intimidation tactics. And this is not beneficial. I want to leave when God will decide that it's beneficial for me to leave. But I'm not leaving because somebody says. Actually, the only thing that they will achieve if they behave like this, they will actually make me want to stay even more. Because it means that it bothers them if I stay here. So this is a good thing. This is a good thing because it means if I'm not doing anything and my presence bothers you, that means you're doing something illegal and you fear that I'm exposing you. So it means that actually I have a purpose. But besides this, I really truly believe this, and this is what actually God wanted me to share, that you should never accept to be intimidated or that your decision making will be influenced by them. When I wanted to leave, I left on spiritual journey for a full year, and I returned when I decided to return. I don't take in consideration anybody's opinion when I have my own property. I take in consideration God's guidance because I am on a spiritual path and my decisions are being informed by God's guidance. But I will not leave because they want to, And really, it doesn't impress me when they say they don't like me. I already said I have been in managerial positions at a very early age, and I learned what it means when you actually have to have a focus and achieve a goal, that basically you cannot allow for everybody to interfere and influence you at each and every step, because you're never going to get anywhere, basically, if you allow this. So it's their problem. They don't like me. I also don't like them, but I don't go to ask them to leave or to ask authorities to leave. Actually, I think the purpose of spiritual fighting is to force them to do the right thing and to stop doing illegal things. And in fact, I intend to devote a lot of time and effort into making sure that there very soon will be legislation which actually punishes all of this witchcraft and stupid shit they do. So they will get first row tickets to watch me doing this. I hope they will enjoy the show, because I'm very determined to do that. I will pursue everything, all situations with all the evidence I have so far. And my next step is exactly this. I am not kidding. To make sure that official legislation is being adopted. So this kind of black magic, witchcraft, and stuff like this is being punished by law. Yeah. And again, they will get first row tickets to watch me as I carry out this campaign. And I hope they will learn something from this. Whatever will be left to learn after they pay their karma, which is being delivered right now. And I think this is basically the message that God wanted me to share, that you shouldn't allow anyone to influence you by emotional blackmail and intimidation. And it really doesn't matter who likes you and who doesn't like you. It matters, of course, if you have some sort of respect for those people. But I have no respect for these individuals, since they're doing witchcraft and stuff against me, since I never did anything to them. So literally, it doesn't matter to me what opinion they have. And it really doesn't matter that they go and say this to authorities. They only make a fool of themselves, because this is not acceptable, that you just all of a sudden you become unstable emotionally and you just say, we want her to leave. Why? Because you're doing witchcraft. No, actually, I will stay. Let's see who wins. What about that? Huh? No, and on a serious note, though, leaving, unless it's divinely guided, it doesn't help you, because I explained they do body jumping. So even if you leave, they will come after you, not necessarily, although it happened to me that they followed me in the city. This one's from here, from the village. When I left immediately after the surprise attack, and I was staying in my car in the city, they actually came after me. Literally in front of my car. They came in front of my car. And they were looking for me. But aside from that, because that is a crazy lunatic individual who did this, you must know that they do body jumping and they will attack you through others. And God's guidance always has been, unless a specific objective has been achieved through your spiritual fighting, don't do this, because it's much more difficult for you to prove, because in the city or in another location, you will encounter many different people, new people. And it will take time for you to prove that they are being used in spiritual attacks against you. Since you started spiritual fighting here, you finish it here with them, because you already advanced in your spiritual fighting. Otherwise, if you leave when it's not the appropriate time, they will do body jumping, they will send a lot of attacks through third party, and you will start from scratch the same spiritual fighting, and it will be very difficult for you to prove, you know. So this is also a serious advice that I am giving, and God is guiding me to give right now. But aside from that, I think it's really funny. I really think it's really funny that they are not mature enough actually to control their emotions enough so they will have an adult behavior. Okay, now I'm gonna stop here because this is basically the message that God asked me to share, namely that you shouldn't allow for this to impress you in any way, shape, or form. And if it affects you, then it means that you have some healing to do on a probably different type of matter, because really, literally, there is no purpose and no reason for you to be impressed by the fact that a total stranger who doesn't mean anything to you, you don't have any feelings for that individual, would be hating you. That's his problem. That's his demons to deal with. It's normal that they hate me at this point in time, I believe, actually, because I delivered karma to all of them. And all the demons, all Satan, and all the low-level entities which they have summoned so far to send against me are now feeding on them. So I think they hate themselves, they hate life, they hate God, they hate me, and they hate everyone at this point in time. And if the justice system and the law enforcement system do their job, they will hate them as well. So you see how that basically only indicates the fact that they're unstable. And I'm not making fun of them. I just thought it's funny. I thought it's funny that they actually have no control over their emotions, at least to put up a polite, respectful appearance, you know.